Welcome to the 3 Retro Movie Geek podcast with me, Rob Taylor.
Me, Scott Witham.
Me, Paul Constable.
What's that? Welcome to the 3 Retro Movie Geeks podcast with me, Rob, the Truffle Shuffle Taylor.
And me, Scott, I ain't got time to bleed with him.
And me, Paul, Save Cocktail Constable.
And we're going to be talking about 80s and 90s movies from our childhood.
The greatest cinema era ever.
One day in the mid-1980s.
Rob,
Hold on 1 second. Gonna get a high score here. Pause that. Yes, Mum?
we've just been to the video store, rented you a movie that's just come out. Here you go.
Oh, cool. Let me open it up. Hold on. What's it called?
It's the NeverEnding Story.
Oh, wicked. Thanks. What's it about then?
Well, let's play the trailer.
You will enter a world where a young boy's imagination becomes a vivid reality. The world of Atreyu and Artax, the rock-biter, and a good and kind gnome. A world that is vast and eternal, treacherous and dazzling, unforgettable and free. For anyone who's ever made a wish, believed in a fantasy, or had a dream, this is the NeverEnding Story.
Hello.
Hey!
Woo, woo, woo.
We're back.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 16. Today we're discussing the NeverEnding Story. Joining me, it's Paul and Scott.
No middle names.
No, because
Hang on, Scott. I think we'll just do the pause a little bit lame. A bit like his intro.
yeah, you haven't heard my intro yet.
Okay.
I see.
I got my mum involved in this one, and my dad's involved in this one as well,
Right.
and my son. Family affair.
Family affair. We just cut out the equation, won't we?
Yep.
Yeah. We'll start our own podcast.
Yeah.
Okay, so before we talk NeverEnding Story, we better see how you guys are. You all right?
I'm very well, thank you.
Good, Paul.
Yeah, never been better.
Good. You've had an operation recently, haven't you?
I have.
Now called Paula. Not that one.
Oh, don't you split the sides?
No, it wasn't that sort of up, was it?
No,
No.
most definitely not.
Okay, that's next week.
Still Paul.
Still Paul, yeah. Yeah. And we got a little bit of sad news we better mention. Was the passing of Carl Weathers.
Yeah, off the back of our Predator podcast episode.
Yeah.
The mighty Carl Weathers, Apollo Creed, Dylan, don't know his surname actually. Dylan from Predator.
Which we just done, yeah.
Yeah. And other roles as well. He's in The Mandalorian, he's in Happy Gilmore,
Yeah.
amongst many other roles, but has sadly passed away.
Yeah, so rest in peace,
Mm-hmm.
Carl Weathers. You been watching any films the last couple of weeks?
Yeah, I watched a few. Started watching Oppenheimer.
Ah, okay.
Started watching that in the hospital last week.
Good.
Watched a documentary, Thriller 40, which is Michael Jackson's documentary film.
Okay,
Watched
right.
that. What else we watched? NeverEnding Story,
Yep.
Excellent.
Rogue One,
Right. Good.
Star Wars A New Hope.
Yep.
Nice.
No, I haven't.
You haven't watched
That's the
episode
next
back?
one to watch.
He's gonna watch it soon.
I was hoping to have watched it yesterday, but didn't get a chance.
So this is Paul's never watched Empire Strikes Back, have you?
No, it's the only Star Wars film I've never watched.
Just blows my mind how you can miss out the middle one.
I know.
But we got that coming up in May, haven't we?
best
So
one.
Yes.
you've got to watch it. So
Yes, definitely.
that'd be interesting. Scott, you watch the?
So I'm working away through one of those scratch poster things of the 100 bucket list of movies. So try and get two every weekend. That's all the time I can get at the moment. Drive, recently a Ryan Gosling film back in like 2012, 2013, 2014.
Well, that's on a bucket list of films to watch.
So yeah.
How long is his bucket list? Because
It's 100.
100?
100,
Sure it's
yeah.
not 1,000.
No, it's 100.
So I can think of 100 other films.
Yeah. These are all supposed to be films that are works of art. So Drive, and look, it had a very nice neo-noir kind of retro vibe to it.
Has it got Barbie on it?
It's not got Barbie on it, no. So for a film that's called Drive, there's not much driving going on, but there are some gruesome scenes, and I think it's all about the setting. There's a lot of style, less so much substance. Anyway, so we watched Drive, Wizard of Oz, 2001, A Space Odyssey. Those are the ones I can remember I've watched recently. I'll kick myself for the fourth one because it's been 2 a weekend for the last few weeks. But yeah, things like that. To scratch them off the list.
Yeah, cool.
Mean Girls was on there randomly as well. Yeah. So the Lindsay Lohan version. Don't see how that is a work of art, but there are some great ones on there.
Yeah, I've watched Jaws.
Nice.
Cool.
Jaws 2.
Excellent.
And then I watched Deep Blue Sea,
Deep Blue Sea.
which is cool.
Yeah, that's one thing what makes me laugh. They've slated the shark in Jaws for decades.
Yeah.
And then Deep Blue Sea comes out. Hang on. I think the shark in Jaws looks so much more realistic.
There's even a Mako shark in Deep Blue Sea, I believe, isn't it?
It's CG.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't remember. It's just some sharks swimming around. I know they swam backwards and it blew everyone's mind.
Blue sharks can't swim backwards.
What the hell's going on here?
LL Cool J, I think I saw.
Yeah.
He was the
Chef.
He was a chef, but no, he was the
First black man to survive a film that...
yeah, it's something like that. It's to survive either a shark film or a film, a horror film. He was basically the first black man to survive one.
He was a priest as well, wasn't
Yeah.
he? I love LL Cool J.
Yeah.
Used to have his CDs back in the day. And then for an 80s reference, watch The Running Man.
Yes. Oh, we've got to do that one eventually.
Hey, Christmas tree!
Sub-Zero, you are now Plane Zero. Oh, brilliant.
He had to split. Which one had to split? One of them had to split, didn't he?
Jesse Ventura again in that one as well, isn't
Yeah,
he?
yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Oh, Spirited Away, by the way, was the other film.
Okay.
There's a manga anime film. Well, it wasn't manga, anime film.
Cool.
Ever watched that?
No.
No. Odd film, but again, I can see why it's on a list of artistic.
Yeah. So, NeverEnding Story, 1984. It was a book. It was a book that was that came out in 1979.
I couldn't find on Audible, damn it.
No.
So I've not
Well,
watched
look at
it.
that, yeah.
Or not read it. That's
Audible
kind of-
wasn't around in 79.
No, but I can't. It's not on Audible at the moment.
I didn't know it was a book when I was younger. I know it was a book in the film, but obviously didn't know it was a book of the book of the film. But I bought it recently and I'm sort of halfway through it. I think Michael End is the author. And
Have it right in front of me? Yes.
yeah, isn't it? Yeah. And the film is like half of the book, apparently.
First half, second half.
First half, yeah. And
Oh, so there's more afterward.
yeah. Which I don't know if is that NeverEnding Story 2 and 3, which I've never
Oh, it
seen.
might be. Yeah, of course there were sequels, weren't there?
Yeah, which I've
you don't
never
really.
seen.
Yeah, you don't
Yeah,
really.
you don't watch them, do you? Jack Black was in one of them. So the book is different. There's a lot of differences. Like Atreyu is green in the book.
Green.
Yeah.
Or green skin.
Yes, green skin. Bastian was overweight, and it wasn't called Fantasia. It was called Fantastica. And lots of little things like Falcor. You meet him. He's stuck in a web, giant spider web.
Nice.
And there was 2 versions of the film: a German one,
Right.
and then one which Spielberg edited for an American audience, and took out about 7 minutes and changed it a bit. For
Right. So it's the same film, just a different cut.
Yes, yeah, same film. Yeah,
I
sorry.
had no idea.
Yeah. And the author of the book hated the film and he wanted his name took off of the film.
That's quite common, actually. The guy who wrote Watchmen, Alan Miller, he did the Watchmen graphic novel. He reportedly hated the Watchmen thing. They wouldn't watch it, they wouldn't endorse it in the slightest, and that's happened on numerous different projects as well. So
He tried to file, or did file a lawsuit as well or something, or stop it being made. Or,
yeah,
but
fair enough. Someone messes with your vision.
Yeah.
It's not you. I can kind of see why.
That's right. And who we got in this film? So we got the boy, so Bastian Balthasar Bucks.
Yes.
Didn't know that
Triple
was his
B.
name. Didn't know that was his full name. I always thought it was Sebastian, really.
I always Bastian, yeah.
This is probably my childhood favourite film as well.
I hadn't seen it until last week.
I love
Never.
this.
It wasn't my favourite, but I definitely remember it.
I just loved it. So why are we doing this? We're doing it because we all chose a film last time, didn't we? And I put a poll on Instagram.
Oh, yeah.
With,
forgotten.
With this film, Lost Boys and Dirty Dancing, and I even started doing notes for Lost Boys.
Yeah, we really thought
I couldn't believe it.
Lost Boys would win.
And it was 48% for this, 30% Lost Boys, 22 Dirty Dancing.
Yeah, really surprised at that.
I was, yeah.
Because I would have put this down as probably third.
Yeah, I must have. I thought this would come third, but it's got a bit of a fan base, a cult following.
Well, even more so because of Stranger Things Series 3.
Yes.
With Dustin and Susie's rendition of the theme song.
Probably my favourite ever clip.
It was
ever.
brilliant. I remember just like giggling with joy and laughing when we watched it for the first time. It was insane.
They're trying to save the world, but she wants him to sing the song down the radio.
Yeah. And then they're being chased in the car by what's it called in
the Mind Flayer.
Mind Flayer.
We've got Noah Hathaway as Atreyu. Tammy Stronach is the childlike empress.
We look at Cameo to see if we could get a message from her, and it was a little outside our price range.
Yeah, it's like 60 odd quid, and
we're doing this for fun, really.
Yeah. Could have got her to do the intro, but yeah. She's on Cameo. And the voice of Falcor, Gamork, the Rockbiter, and the narrator.
Is it the Rockbiter as well, and the narrator?
Yep, is
Alan Oppenheimer.
He was also the voice of...
Anyone?
I know.
Skeletor.
From He-Man. No, you're not joining in?
Never heard that name before, no.
No, I didn't know his name,
I
but...
believe he was also in Brave Star as well. As,
right.
But I don't know if you watched Brave Star.
Nope.
No. Filmation did He-Man. They also did Brave Star, which is about a cowboy.
Right.
Set in outer space. And Alan Oppenheimer was the bad guy. Not Tex Hex, but the big bull thing. Anyway.
Yeah. And Barrett Oliver was Bastian, didn't say that earlier, who was also in Daryl and Cocoon.
Was he?
And I always get him mixed up with the kid from Flight the Navigator.
Yeah.
And the kid from E.T. They're all very similar.
Yeah.
Yeah, as soon as I started watching NeverEnding Story, I thought, I recognise him from Daryl, because...
That's it.
I've not seen Daryl.
You've never seen Daryl?
No, I've not seen Daryl.
I mean, I think this is the difference between this NeverEnding Story and Daryl. For me, I watched Daryl when I was younger, so I could probably watch Daryl now and enjoy every minute of it. Whereas this, it's a good film. I love it.
Yeah. He's a robot, isn't he?
Yeah. Yeah, data analysing robot youth life form.
Well done.
Whereas this film, I'd never seen it until 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And I just don't get it. I'll be honest.
Yeah, I can understand. I got my nostalgic.
Without nostalgia,
Just loved it. The noise takes me back to
as a
watch
kid.
it.
Yeah. Without nostalgia, probably you'd be like, "What the hell is going
I
on?"
bloody love this film.
But it is great. It is great. And watching it again, like the world it sets and the creatures are obviously dated, the creature technology, but they're also very captivating.
But the Rockbiter still looks amazing. Doesn't
Yeah.
it? That was just a guy in a suit.
Yeah, and the scale of how they did the scale of stuff as well.
And when the bat's flying round the Rockbiter, it's just someone above with a bat on a piece of string flying that round the Rockbiter, and it's just
it's great.
Yeah.
It works.
Obviously, the Luck Dragon looks.
I've seen it. I can scratch it off on my 80s films to watch. I've seen it.
Yeah.
I probably...
Fair enough. Yeah, nostalgia is a big.
If I saw a film, there's a couple of films that are similar to this, and I might have not seen. If I was watching that now with my adult eyes, I'd be like,
well, that's why I'd be interested to watch Daryl then to see if they'll be like, don't get it.
That was brilliant, Daryl.
But I'm sure there's loads out there, and it has a bit of a cult following this, but still, some people still haven't seen the NeverEnding Story. You know, it's kind of I wouldn't say a stealth one from the 80s, but not as big as
if it wasn't
we've done.
If it wasn't for the podcast, I still probably wouldn't have seen it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I loved it. Most expensive film outside of the USA and the Soviet Union at the time.
It?
What year was it again?
Soviet Union.
Sorry?
What year?
1984.
84.
27 million to box office 100 million.
So it costs more than Ghostbusters.
No, outside of the USA.
Oh,
Soviet
sorry.
Union. So German film. Yeah.
So do they? Because there's no dubbing.
Yeah. Okay. So Teeny Weeny, who is Deep Roy, his voice is changed,
Right.
but I don't think there's a. Well, there must be a German version.
So they shot it in English and they shot it in
I
German.
don't know, because I've seen a clip of when they say the book and it's NeverEnding Story is written in German. When you first see the
Interesting.
book.
No, well, yeah.
But as for voices, his voice was dubbed. And I read that Atreyu's voice was dubbed, but I can't see that. I've been watching.
Well,
it,
you'd see him speaking German.
Yeah.
Kind of. You'd lip read and see he's speaking German.
Perhaps they just released it in English. I don't know. Don't know. Should look that up, shall we?
Should have, yeah. For research for our actual.
And the director was Wolfgang Peterson. This is quite funny. There's a scene at the start when he's being chased by the bullies, which
Yeah.
we'll get to in a minute. You see that guy who drops the milk? He's just about before he goes to the bookstore, and it's just like in the background, and the guy drops the milk. That is Wolfgang Peterson.
Right.
And he's credited as man who drops milk. And next to him is the producer called Bernd Eisinger, and he's credited as the man next to the man who drops the milk.
I mean, you know who he is. That's good description. Definitely.
Right, shall we go through?
Let's go through NeverEnding Story.
And it starts off with the music.
Yeah. I found this intro quite muted. Like, for a lot of films, it's like, bam, this is the film you're watching. Explosions or big orchestral music. This just seems like someone was in a room with you and has turned the radio up a tiny bit and it's just playing through a tinny old...
Yes.
Like, tinny...
Yeah.
Yeah, but I knew the song, and I was very familiar
Which I think
with it.
helped definitely make the...
But that sort of song, because when it came on, obviously never seen the film, so I wasn't aware that the song was at the beginning. And I thought the first thing that would come to mind was, when's the film finished? Because you'd expect that song to be at the credits.
Yeah.
I don't know whether it's me or not, but that's the sort of thing
It just feels definitely
like
felt
you'd
odd.
expect
It felt
something
muted.
a bit more
It
orchestral or something at the beginning.
A bit of a false start.
Yeah, with
or
weird
something like
clouds and that, which was...
that. It's supposed to be the nothing. I don't know how they did it. I'm sure it's some science experiment.
It's called Cloud Tank, so it's basically ink going into water.
Right.
And they made that look like... When you watch it again, you just look at it and you think, oh yeah, Rob was right.
That's exactly what I'm going to be thinking.
I'll bear that in mind.
Yeah.
Rob was right.
Because you're going to watch it as soon as you get back home again.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I'll wait for you to let me know then.
Yeah. But when you look at it, you think, oh yeah, you
I got it on Amazon Prime, so I've got 48 hours to watch it as many times.
We better get cracking then.
Yeah.
Bastian wakes up. Bastian Balthazar Bucks. He wakes up, he's at home, and this is when we learn that his mother has passed away.
Yeah. I'd forgotten that, and Holly had forgotten that when we watched it. I forgot that
Yeah,
bit.
I can't remember that bit.
Lovely 80s kitchen, though,
Yes,
wasn't it?
I was going to say this. What an 80s kitchen.
The beige kind of food processor that he seems to just put an egg in and whisk it and drink it.
Yeah. That dad, who was 36 in this film.
Oh man, they did not look young then, did they?
He looked about 58.
Yeah, he looked old. That moustache.
Yeah. And he's been... And the dad's a bit sort of a bit hard on him as well.
Well, the
isn't
dad doesn't know what he's doing, does he?
he? No. He's an old-fashioned, firm dad, isn't he?
Yeah, well, again, he probably left it all to the mum who sadly passed away. So he's in his own, like, I don't know what I'm doing, but, just can you try to work harder at school?
Yeah.
Get your head out of the cloud?
Yeah,
No.
join the swimming team.
Yeah, I'm
play out.
disappointed he didn't try it for the swimming team.
Yeah.
Look, he's not a swimmer, look at him.
Yeah. You're drawing horses in your
Unicorns,
book.
Dad, unicorns.
And then he just like, all right, see now, I'm going to work.
I'm going to work.
Get yourself to school.
Yeah, don't be late. I wasn't late yesterday. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
10 years old, just leaves his son at like...
I found that a bit, like, interesting. It's just like leaves his kid to get to school.
See you later. And then he...
He's on his way to school.
On his way to school,
He
and-
seems to be, in their house, they seem to be in the countryside, and then all of a sudden they're in the middle of a city.
Yeah. Canada, this was, apparently.
Right, okay.
Yeah. And then it wouldn't be the 80s without some 80s bullies.
Yeah, chasing him. Although, don't you think, like, maybe as a kid you watch that and you'd be like, oh, I'm scared of them. Now, can you imagine anyone just like, give me money, be like, No.
Yeah.
Just F off, you know. But poor little kid runs
Yeah, I did feel sorry for him.
and gets thrown in the bin.
Yeah, I did feel sorry for him, just like legging it down. And they're running down the road, like a main road. They seem to be like...
That's what I said. Like,
No cars.
nobody is joining in to like
they're not
see
on the
a kid
path.
being chased by 3 other kids.
Yeah,
Nobody's joining in and going, what's going on, guys?
yeah. Chase him in the dumpster, as you say. He gets out, and then there
They
again.
do it again, straight away.
Hey, what are you doing out?
Who says you can get out?
Who says you can get out? Yeah. So he legs it past the director and the producer who drops the milk straight into a bookstore. And I've got to admit, this is the shittest bookstore I've ever seen. It's like a right mess. There's dust everywhere.
He doesn't seem to even get up out of his chair. He just says, go away.
Yeah. Don't like kids.
Yeah.
But Bastien notices he's reading a little book. But this is a special book, isn't it?
It's his books are safe.
Yes.
These are not safe books. Or I think he says safe.
Yeah, well, first of all, he says the video code down the street here we just sell small rectangular items called books. Require a little effort on your... They don't go beep, 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 beep. All right, Grandad.
Yeah.
So this is the sort of thing, when I watched it, the sort of thing you'd expect them to say nowadays.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
computer games. And
Well, it's funny because you have Tron, where a kid goes into a computer game. You have Last Action Hero, where a kid goes into a movie. This was obviously the one where a kid goes into a book.
It blew my mind when I was a kid. It's like they're reading this book and it's coming to life. I'm like, what's going on here?
So each of them had, like, all of those 3 things have been addressed of the kid going into it and how the other ones are ruining, like, books are ruining video games are ruining books.
Yeah.
And both are ruining movies or whatever.
So he says this one isn't safe, is it?
Isn't safe.
Your ones are safe that he reads. And the phone goes and he just nicks the book. So the moral of the story, pinch something and have an adventure.
But if you watch, he smiles, he knows. He wanted the kid to
Yeah, but
nick it.
I thought this, but then did he smile because he thought the kid ran off? Then he looks down and notices the book's gone and he's like, his expression changes to be like, oh, he took my book.
No.
Kid.
I think he was happy that the kid took
Do you
the book.
reckon?
Yeah. Because then there's a little note, isn't it? Sorry, I left you. I stole
Yeah.
the book. I'll bring it back.
So when the old man was reading the book, do you reckon he was a character in the book?
I reckon whoever reads the book, you become the character in the book. Yeah.
Right.
That's how I just try and explain that to my wife.
Yeah.
She said, I don't get it. I was like, well, think of Last Action Hero, think of Tron, you go in and it's your story. So whoever reads the book, you know.
Yeah.
Like, how are they hearing him? Well, they'd hear whoever read the book.
Yeah. And he legs it to school, but he doesn't go into class. He goes into the coolest attic in the world.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
That's good, isn't it?
Yeah. You'd definitely be there if you could.
Do you like the attic, Paul?
don't remember that bit.
Remember going there? It's where he spends most of the film.
Well, no, but I thought he was still in the bookshop.
No, he went into the attic. Oh.
I must have missed that bit.
Right, yes, he goes up to the attic. And I love this attic though. It's just like,
The attic's great.
yeah, it's cool.
I told you I didn't get it.
Oh yeah, yeah. He goes up there.
It was
and
really fun.
He starts reading, and as he starts reading it, it goes into the book. So it's amazing. It was like he reads it, and it cuts to Fantasia. And this is like amazing. When I was like 8 or 9, this is
Massive,
like, blew my mind.
big set designs, massive
My mind.
costume designs as well. Creatures. You got some people who are just giant heads.
Yeah,
You got people who have got like 3 heads in one.
Yeah.
Or like 6 eyes.
very
and stuff
Star
like
Warsy.
that.
That scene, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
But before that, we see the rock biter.
of course.
And we see Deep Roy, who plays Teeny Weeny. Deep Roy he's in loads of films if you look up his IMDb.
The name Deep Roy rings a bell, but I can't.
So the one I remember him from was the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory one that came out 2005,
Oh,
and he
right.
plays the Oompa Loompa, but
Right.
it's him. Every one is him, but he's in loads of films. And we get the rock biter who comes to a stop and wants to join the others.
It's a bit. I mean, like huge. You think if he doesn't stop it, he's going to crush him.
Yeah.
And run him over.
He just stops in time, doesn't he?
Yeah.
I love rock biter. What do you reckon his favourite song is? Rock with You?
No.
Crocodile Rock.
Crocodile Rock and Roll Star? We Will Rock You. Rock DJ. What about his favourite actor? Come on.
Chris Rock.
Oh, good
Got
one.
it. Yeah.
Thank you.
I was just thinking The Rock.
The Rock.
But Chris Rock, well done, high five, Paul. You thought outside the box there. Favourite film of a rock?
Outside the Attic.
30 Rocks. That's the TV series. Isn't
Yeah,
it?
favourite film I thought you'd probably like is
The Rock.
The Rock.
Yeah.
And he also likes School of Rock.
School of Rock.
And he bloody loves Fraggle Rock.
I was going to say, what about Fraggle Rock?
I'm all done at rocks now. Yeah, and he's
Pebbles now.
He tells a story, doesn't he, about the North disappearing, and they say, "Oh,
The Nothing.
we've come from the West." The Night Hob is the other guy. Then they realise that they're sort of on the same mission to go to the Ivory Tower.
This is what I found funny. He says, "Mind if I join you for a rest?
Yeah.
You know, I've been travelling all day." And then they get hyped up about their quest and go, "Right, let's go now." Can you imagine if you got to you going driving up to Scotland, halfway there, you stop off at a Premier Inn, you meet your mate who's going to the same place. "Oh yeah, I really can't wait to go on holiday. Sorry, let's go now.
Let's go.
I've been driving for 8 hours. Let's drive another 8 hours."
We ain't got time for a snail.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, but this is a racing snail.
Again, when I was younger, oh, what? A snail that
racing
goes fast?
snail?
This is amazing. I am loving this film. And they all go off to the Ivory Tower with the and this. I love this bit when they're sort of. You first see the Ivory Tower and it's like it's painting, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then
Again,
the music
helps set the scene, helps your imagination race.
That music kicks in. So I said to my wife the other day, can we have that? Can I buy that picture and put it up in the lounge, and we can have that as on our wall just there? She said no. But I love that picture. And we get to Castle. This is when you say it looks a bit Star Warsy, isn't it? Apparently, there is a scene where there all those weird characters are in that sort of meeting, aren't they? Apparently, there's E.T. there, Ewoks, and Mickey Mouse.
Really?
If you look carefully. I don't know if that's true, but it's not very clear. But yeah, and then we meet Chiron.
Is that his name?
Yeah,
We never found out his name.
Chiron is the dude that says about
Chiron
saying that the Empress,
is fallen deathly ill.
Yep. In the book, he's a centaur,
Right.
half man, half horse. And the Nothing is destroying our world. Empress is sick, and they link her illness to the Nothing, which it's like a massive storm that's going, just taking things away, isn't it? And he says there is hope. His name is Atreyu, and then Atreyu turns up, and it's just a boy,
Just a boy.
just a little boy. This ain't gonna work. He's a bit annoyed, isn't he?
They're laughing. They're all laughing at him as Atreyu walks
Yeah.
up. And he basically goes, "Fine, I'll go back home. Have fun in your nothingness."
Yep.
Whoa, wait. Turn around, Atreyu. Come on.
Yes.
Come on.
He says he hunts.
talk.
He says he hunts the purple buffalo.
The purple buffalo,
And then
so-
have you noticed Bastian's bag has a buffalo on it, purple buffalo?
Yeah, and he
When
he
he's
picks
when
up
he's
a
in the attic.
picture, and looks at it, doesn't he? And there is that, I got the link of obviously Native Americans, whether Atreyu is meant to be a Native American kind of character or not.
Yeah. In the book, Atreyu's parents died when he was young, and Atreyu means son of Or, which means
Right.
raised by Or. So I guess the village raised him. And he was green, as we said earlier. Don't know why he was green.
Green skinned.
Yeah. And the great scenes, great scenes then, sort of riding off. Oh no, they said like you got to go on a quest. You can't take your weapons, and you might not succeed.
Yeah. You still willing to go on this quest? Well, yeah, I am.
Yeah.
They give him the Auryn,
Yes, you're
the symbol that's on the front of the book, as the snake eating the snake.
That's it.
Two snakes eating their own tails. And I can't remember what wherever you go, you will represent the Empress, or you have the Empress's voice, or something.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Steven Spielberg has that in his office, apparently.
That Auryn.
Yeah. That was a gift that director gave to him for helping him
Nice.
edit it for other audiences. Then we where do we go then? At the same time, elsewhere, Fantasia, a creature of darkness, begins his quest. Gamork, the werewolf. Remember the werewolf, Paul? You must remember.
You don't remember the werewolf? How many? You watched it 3 times.
The werewolf.
No, I don't.
You don't Have you got memory loss?
I'm beginning to think I watched.
Did you watch you've been watching Labyrinth, have you?
I know, that's a good film. I'm beginning to think of a Chris Kamara, did he go sell off? I don't remember, Jeff.
I remember David Bowie in it, but I can't remember when's David Bowie gets his bit. The creature of darkness who's
That used to scare the sugar out of me when I was younger.
I don't remember that at all.
Yeah, let's fight
I'm sure I watched the first one. I did watch the first one.
Did you ever watch the second one?
Have anything that we've been talking about the last 10, 15 minutes rang a bell?
Yeah, at the beginning.
What happened in this operation you had? Yes, so Atreyu.
I went
off his horse.
Remember the horse? I remember the horse.
He got the horse.
That bit was traumatic.
Yes, that's the one.
Okay, so
we're
I
getting
think
to that.
I was so traumatised by that. I then
Forgot everything else.
Yeah, because
okay, we'll get to that in a second. Then. 'cause
Yes.
that's-
oh yeah,
That is coming up. Yeah.
I'll join in on that bit.
So he's off on his horse, and he searched the Silver Mountains and the Desert of Shattered Hopes.
Yeah, and the Swamp of Sadness.
Swamp of Sadness. I must admit, I didn't know it was called the Swamp of Sadness when I was younger. I didn't realise the up and coming bit was because the horse got sad.
The horse gave into his sadness and then gave up on hope. Yeah.
Right. So let's talk about this then.
So I
3:15 at Aintree. For our overseas listeners, Aintree is a race course.
Yeah, that means horse racing.
Artax
the horse.
In the book, he talks.
Right. So it was interesting hearing you say this is traumatic, because as a kid, seeing anything die, especially a horse on screen, would be like, oh my god!
Yeah, but it wasn't just like he was dying.
It was slowly dying.
It was slowly,
Yeah.
and the horse was like, and the boy was sort of getting desperate.
And he's going
and the
lower
horse
and
was just
lower.
like, and then I was like,
Done very well. So that's interesting. Somebody never
I
watched
haven't watched
it.
this film before. I was thinking,
Good.
This
So
is-
that's good. That means it
Even
hit
now,
home.
that's still sad.
Yeah.
It just cuts to Atreyu.
And just like you can see almost where the horse
You're
was.
expecting that when it cuts. I was expecting he saved it and he's going to be stood next to it. And I'm like, oh my, so he's not there?
There's no horse.
The horse, this is horrible.
So I remember this, along with a few things being like the 80s traumatizing starter pack, like Atreyu losing Artex, Optimus Prime dying, E.T. dying, etc., etc., etc. But I thought this was way further on in the film. I was surprised this is only 30 minutes in.
Yep.
And I was like, oh, this bit already?
Yeah.
And actually, watching it like now, I watched it a few years back again, but watching it now, you don't actually get to know Artex that much.
No.
So now I was like, well, as a kid, seeing a white horse, slowly drown was traumatizing. But now it's like, well, I don't really care about Artex, actually. We haven't got to know him too well, only 30 minutes.
I honestly thought he was in it longer.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no sort of like love for the horse. It's just his horse dying. But it's still really sad.
It is still very sad, of course, yeah. And it's very memorable. One of the most memorable parts of the film.
Well, it's like Mufasa when he died in Lion King.
Mufasa dying,
But all these sort of come back, don't they? Mufasa comes back in the clouds as like a spirit. E.T. came back. Mm-hmm. Optimus Prime obviously comes back later on. And then,
endlessly.
Spoiler, at the end, the horse comes back, really, doesn't it? They train two horses on a platform. So the platform's going down because the horse naturally wants to jump out, but they had to train it. And it took weeks for them to train this.
I can't imagine.
Yeah.
That must have been a set then. There's a
Amazing set.
Amazing set.
These sets
probably why
unbelievable.
it's so damn expensive.
Yeah.
Because they just built a whole swamp.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. And the set with Mauler, which is coming up, the giant tortoise thing, that was all set as well. It's incredible.
Yeah.
Yes, the poor horse goes down. This is quite funny. So when they finished filming, they offered Noah Hathaway, who played Atreyu, a gift. I bet he thought like, oh cool, what will I get? The Auryn, the book, the necklace or something like that?
Nintendo?
Yep. The horse.
What's that kid going to do?
dead horse?
Imagine that. No, not a dead one. It didn't die in real life. Don't worry, Paul. But just imagine that. Yeah. We got you a gift. Oh, brilliant. Yep. What is it? It's a horse. Well,
what am I going to do? Imagine.
How am I going to get it back?
Now? Just give it to the kid.
Yeah.
Give it to the kid. He needs a present, yeah.
Mum, I got a gift from the film I've just done.
Another mouth to feed.
Here we go. Yes, so that's that scene.
That's that scene. And he has no
I think
horse.
if you say to anyone, NeverEnding Story,
Yeah.
name me a scene like that,
Yeah.
bang, it'll be the horse.
Absolutely.
Horse dying. Paul would probably be the attic scene, because he bloody loved that, didn't he, Paul?
Or Gamork, you know.
Or Gamork.
The what?
Gamork.
The wolf.
The werewolf.
Is that the white cuddly thing at the end?
No. That's the luck dragon. We get to that in a minute.
We'll get to Falcor, yeah.
Falcor in a minute.
I thought I'd done. I mean, considering the film was an hour and a half, I thought I'd memorised quite well. But I think I'll have to listen to the Three Retro Movie Geeks podcast.
Yes.
And,
Yeah, listen to
yeah,
that.
about the
That
film.
is bloody brilliant. Go, your poor wife at home.
So meta. We're advertising ourselves in our own podcast.
Lisa must say, I told you to cut the grass, Paul, yesterday. He's like, I didn't know. I don't remember that. I can't remember
I
you
did
saying
cut
that.
the grass, didn't I? I
Yeah.
swear I did. It's out there.
Don't remember that. Sorry, Lisa. Poor old Lisa.
Sorry, she don't listen anyway.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
To me, all the podcasts.
Right, so now old Atreyu has to go and find Morla.
Morla on
Shell
the
Mountain.
Shell Mountain, yeah.
And then it appears. I love that scene when it appears.
This reminds me of Golden Axe.
Right.
You know, because you have a level when you're on the back of a tortoise.
Yes. It looks a bit like E.T.
I was just about to
You
say,
said E.T., didn't you?
it
Nice
must be the
Paul.
exact same
What?
face as E.T.
Yeah,
It's got the nose at the top of the forehead.
Giant tortoise thing. Remember that? And I sent you a picture and you said, is that E.T.? Do you remember that?
You remember Morla? The tortoise?
I think I was still.
Did you fall asleep?
I think I was still recovering from the anaesthetic. I think.
Ah, dear.
WhatsApp it.
Yeah, I sent you a picture of Morla and you said, what you watching, E.T.?
Yeah.
And I thought
That
you were
rings a
joking,
bell.
but maybe you wasn't.
That rings a bell. I'm just going to go with my WhatsApp.
So Morla is a very, very old tortoise thing.
Yeah. You can first person to have they them pronouns because it's been alive and alone for so long, thousands of years, that they start talking to themselves. Is that right?
Yeah. And she's like, just can't be bothered with anything, can she?
Yeah.
Can't be asked. It's like you in the morning, Scott, at work.
Easy, Tiger.
She sort of says, oh, we don't even care whether we or not we care.
Yeah.
Just don't care. It's funny.
What's the phrase that she keeps on saying as well? Not that it's important or something like that. Is that what she says all the time? She says it like 2 or 3
something like
times.
that. Yeah.
Not that it's important, but we don't care whether we care.
Yeah, we don't care whether or not we care. And then, but she tells me about the Southern Oracle, and he needs to go to Southern Oracle, which is 10,000 miles
Yeah.
away. And she's like, just forget, just give up, mate.
Just give up, you know.
Just give up and chill out here with me.
Yeah.
But he doesn't give up, does he?
No.
She keeps sneezing on him.
Yep.
Then we cut to Bastion. School's out. School's finished.
Yeah, so he spent a whole day up in the attic. Nobody's cared about where he was. Nobody's phoned his dad.
No.
And similar things like he's only eaten when Atreyu's eaten, hasn't he? There's
Yes.
a little bit, I'll say some because we've got a long way to go.
Yeah, it's cool, isn't it?
Yeah, so we spent the whole day at school.
As soon as all the kids leave, the lights go out, and then the storm starts.
Mm-hmm.
And then the attic starts getting a bit scary, doesn't it?
Yeah.
He wants to go, but he says, no, Atreyu wouldn't quit now. I'm going to stay. But then it cuts to Atreyu in the swamp, who's starting to drown a bit.
Yeah, he's starting to give in to the sadness.
A lot of people said, how come the horse...
Is he not looking for the horse?
No, this is after he knows the horse is gone. But a lot of people said he didn't sink because he had the Auryn on.
Yeah.
That's the reason why he didn't sink. A lot of people say, what? How come he didn't sink if the horse sunk? But he had that on him, which protected him. And then we get Falcor fly in. The luck dragon.
The white
Oh,
dog.
yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Remember that bit?
Yeah.
He's back in the room. After days and nights of unconsciousness, Atreyu slowly opens his eyes. And we see for the first time, which I loved him when I was younger, Falcor.
Falcor, yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
Just a big, cuddly dog.
He was amazing,
Dog
wasn't he?
dragon
Dog
flying.
dragon, yeah. Well, it's a luck dragon, but it's not a dog in the film, but you just think dog, don't
Yeah,
you?
you
straight
do
away?
think of dog.
Yeah.
But naturally, when he wakes up, he's scared because you've got a great big thing that's kind of holding on to you.
Yeah.
You think it's like, what does it say? Do you eat children, basically?
Yeah, well, when he wakes up and he says, this is funny. So I was watching this with Freddie, my little boy, only yesterday. And this is the mind of kids nowadays compared to the minds of when we were younger.
Yeah.
And he wakes up and Falcor goes, I like children. And Freddie said to me, pedo. I said, no, he likes children, Freddie. I said I'd say that. I thought it was funny.
Oh, God.
43 foot long he was, and his head was 3 foot by 3 foot. And it had 6,000 scales on the back of him, which always made me feel uneasy seeing those scales.
It's a bit odd, isn't it? Fur and scales together.
It looks like he's been burnt.
Yeah.
But Falcor starts talking. Again, I didn't realise this when I was younger, how his mouth doesn't match what he's saying.
They do a good job with it, actually. Good facial expressions. The eyebrows are moving.
Yeah, you imagine how many people in there were working at it. Falcor mentions the two gnomes called
Englewood and Urgle.
Yeah, well them. The wench.
The wench. Get to the winch, wench.
He called her a wench, didn't he? These just remind me of, like, you can imagine, like your
Punch and Judy. Almost,
like your grandparents that have been together forever, and they love each other, but they get on each other's nerves.
Yeah,
they're brilliant. Englewood is a scientist obsessed with the Southern Oracle. Remember that bit, Paul? He's gone again. He's gone. Get out of my way, wench. You're disturbing my scientific work.
Is that what they said?
Yeah.
Bit rude.
So this is the bit where where he has to go through a gate, isn't it? 3 gates.
2 gates.
2 gates to get to the Southern Oracle.
Yeah, that's right.
It.
Write this down. 2 gates.
Remember this?
No, I'm just thinking, revising for the quiz.
Okay, yeah. Good luck on that. Yes, so they say to him that he's got to go through the first gate, which I always thought was the Southern Oracle when I was younger, but it's not.
I didn't even know there was a Southern Oracle when I was younger.
Yeah.
I had no idea why he was going where he was going.
She gives him a drink: eye of newt, tree mould, old lizard, brain scales from a rancid sea serpent.
Batwing broth.
Yes. I'd rather drink that than that raw egg drink that his old man drank at the start. And we cut to the Sphinx and we watch a
night.
A perfect timing.
So, was it so only those who know their true worth? Is that
yeah.
Only those who know their true worth will pass.
Still didn't quite get this when I was younger.
No, absolutely not.
The Sphinx had the biggest boobs in the world.
They did, didn't they?
And I can't remember that when I was younger, but I watched it now and I'm thinking, how did I not know that?
Yeah.
They were massive
orcs,
boobs.
yeah.
Massive 80s boobs.
Sorry, we had to clap for the boobs there.
Boobs. Yes, the knight turns up and they're watching him through that.
Yeah, so he says, he starts off well, all the night, all the shining armour will only help you so well. Let's see if he, what he really thinks of himself.
He looks brave, but
And alas, that scared the bejeebers out of me this again.
Yeah.
Unless he gets blown to smithereens.
The bit that scared me, I remember when I was younger, was when then, just coming up, Atreyu walks through, obviously, in a minute, and the visor opens and you see this, like, burnt corpse.
Yeah, he's been obliterated, isn't
That was horrible.
Vaporised, yeah.
But Atreyu looks at it, sees someone just get killed, and he's like, I'm going to have a go at that.
Yeah.
I'll make it
And for something you're looking at in a telescope, he's like kind of like gets stuff down the hill and he's there, like that in an instant.
That's it, yeah. Because Falcor took him. He took him like he threw.
Flew.
I still can't say it.
Flew.
That's it. Like nearly 10,000 miles to get him to where he had to get.
9,981 miles.
That's it. So I guess he couldn't take it anymore because you have to walk through the gate to get to the other side. You can't.
This is the same thing with. Sorry to interrupt. This is the same thing with like the Hobbit. The eagles pick them up from the spiders and then drop them off like still miles away from the Lonely Mountain.
Thanks for that.
Could you not just fly like extra couple of hours and take us to the Lonely Mountain, please? No.
Come back. They've got.
Falcor just goes boom. Right, rest of the way's yours. I'm having a rest here.
Yeah. Getting his B12 injection.
Yeah, that made me laugh so much. It was just the idea of this
Yeah.
the wench, Urgle, sticking that massive needle in, and Ow, shut up, you big black dragon. You need a vitamin C injection or whatever it was.
B12, I reckon.
B12, yeah.
And but I guess like I said, you can't take him any further. He has to, because if he goes over that gate, it's nothing there.
Let's just say that's why.
That's why.
Because it's plot armor.
So he's I'm going to try it, and he goes, and then basically all this about believing in yourself and everything.
Be confident.
Be confident. Yeah, that bit. He goes, be confident. He's going to make it. And then when the lasers come, just dive through.
So this, I've told you this story before. This is what I remember about this film. Obviously, the horse dying, but this in particular. And this is about 50 minutes in, just over halfway through the film.
Yeah.
So I remember getting really panicky about this bit.
Yeah.
Oh my God, he's going to die as a kid. In the living room with my mum. I remember being at our first house, actually. I remember sitting there. Probably didn't happen this way, but I do remember it getting really. I almost wanted to hide behind the sofa. Mum, he's gonna die! And my mum was going, mate, we're halfway through the film. This is the main character. He's going to be fine. Otherwise, they haven't got a film. And just remember, just basically shutting me down. She's probably sick and tired of me whinging. And I just remember thinking, oh, she's right, actually.
Yeah.
And that kind of broke my illusion to it.
Well, the horse died early.
Yeah. But completely broke my kind of suspension of disbelief. It's the main character.
Yeah.
The film's not going to end now. You know, we've got like half of it left. He's going to survive.
This seemed bigger when I was younger as well. I watch it now, it's like, it's over in seconds. It's not that amazing, but again, when I was younger, this was like these massive eyes coming down, shooting lasers out.
It was pretty well done. It's still pretty well done. Because as he's walking through, you get an idea of scale. You're looking up to his eyes.
They start opening, don't they?
Yeah. And ominous sounds in the background, music in the background.
And then the gnome's like, he made it, he made it.
The second gate after that is...
This is a bit confusing.
Yes.
The magic mirror gate?
Yeah. So you look at your true self.
Yeah, this I didn't get.
So nice people find out they're evil people find out they're nice, and they often run away screaming.
But he can see Bastion.
Yeah.
Right? So Bastion's reading that. I wonder what that said in the book.
Yeah.
Atreyu can now see a little boy.
Bastion.
Yeah.
Which would be trippy.
Yeah.
Imagine reading a book, getting a book out of a store, and it mentions Rob.
Yeah.
Your dog's name, your kid's name.
Yeah.
You'd be like,
what?
Throw the book away.
Yes.
Burn it.
Yes, burn it straight away.
Yeah.
Yes, so this is the second gate. And then he goes through a mirror. Then this is when he comes to the Southern Oracle, which is basically the Sphinx but blue.
Yeah.
Yeah. Save on the money there. We just
and they say she needs a name.
Yeah, which is weird.
She needs a name, and then go back to where you started. So it's like what? This is after 10,000 miles. To be told, go back to the
name. She's just got a.
Is that it? I can give her a name.
Yeah.
No, must be
a human child.
Must be a human child.
Only a human child can do it. So he calls for Falcor, and they fly.
I presume the 10,000 miles back to.
Yeah, I don't know which way he goes.
Well, yeah, but anyway, it doesn't really matter because
they come across a nothing.
All of a sudden, oh crap!
Yeah, storm.
Atreyu, Falcor, Atreyu, Falcor.
Falcor screams. Do his scream again. That's not good for anyone's ears, is it? And he's washed up on the beach. Do you remember the beach bit, Paul? And he's washed up on the beach.
Leonardo DiCaprio?
No.
Oh, Inception reference there. I like that.
No, the beach.
Oh, the beach. Oh, so not an Inception reference.
Yeah, he washed up on the beach. He's lost the Auryn.
Yes, the Auryn. So he's no longer representing the Empress.
Yeah. Didn't want to lose that, did you?
No, I was looking at the scenes on my phone, just looking at pictures to try and jog my memory.
Anything?
No.
What happened in this operation you had? He had a hernia, by the way, everyone.
Lobotomy.
Yeah, he wasn't anything.
Yeah, see, we got.
Did you bang your head when you came round or something?
Well, that picture, I don't remember that scene.
Well, that's not a massive...
Actually, I don't remember that scene.
Yeah, that's when he's riding off on his horse. He just showed us a scene of...
No. There's the ET thing.
That's Mauler.
That's
That's Mauler.
I remember that bit, but I don't remember what happened in that scene.
Yeah, Mauler phones home in a minute and she goes out.
A giant ET. Oh, terrifying. It's the scale that I think freaked me out as a kid.
Yeah.
The scale of the rock biter, the scale of the giant tortoise.
Love the rock biter.
Yeah.
It's still, I say, it's still cool now. When you look at rock
Yeah.
biter, the effects, you think that's a costume.
Yeah.
Talking to the rock biter, he comes up next, doesn't he? And it's a sad scene where he says about...
I couldn't... these strong hands.
yeah,
you
they
know?
look like big, good, strong hands, my little friends.
He couldn't hold on to the night hole.
Yeah, the racist. Even the stupid bat, he
Yeah,
said.
the stupid bat. Poor bat.
I know. And nothing pulled him right out of my hands. I reckon he's hit rock bottom. Because he's a rock. He's a rock.
I was reading.
Before we lost you again there.
Paul's still doing his research.
I'm just thinking, got a quiz coming up.
Yeah, now's the time to revise the quiz when we're live
Hey,
on the
we
podcast.
all did it at school, didn't we?
Yeah, true.
Bus on the way in.
Yeah, good point. You revise, Paul.
I will.
The palace starts falling apart, and then...
The whole world's apart.
Not the palace, sorry.
Did you not watch it
We
either?
don't get to that bit yet. It's the place where he's at starts falling because he sees like pictures on the...
Oh, yeah. I don't know where he's supposed to be, but
Yeah.
he finds mosaics telling the story thus far.
Yeah, which is weird in a way, but I still loved it.
And again, there's obviously Gamork is scary, but the picture, the
yeah.
drawing of Gamork,
And then this suddenly he's behind him.
yeah,
Yeah, that was
that's
actually
brilliant.
Yeah.
But then I couldn't tell because like they're talking and there's exposition is explaining. It's like, oh, I'm Gamork. I was sent by the ones behind the power of the
yes.
nothing. And I'm there to hunt down Atreyu, who's the only person. Now, at this point, Atreyu goes, oh, I'm Atreyu. Come on, then.
Yeah.
So did Gamork not realise that was Atreyu?
I think he just said...
It was just...
He was just saying my quest is to hunt down Atreyu, knowing that was Atreyu. I think he knew it was like...
Because I got the impression, and I didn't know, because I always thought that beforehand.
Yeah.
But I didn't know whether it was just like, oh, so you're right, I'll attack. Because he just suddenly attacks them.
Yeah, I think he knows. So he says Fantasia is the human fantasy. So Fantasia has no boundaries, and the nothing is getting stronger because people are forgetting their dreams.
Yeah, so basically...
Yeah.
You know,
yeah. So then
you just got to daydream to keep Fantasia alive.
So he says, "What is the nothing?" And he says, "It is the emptiness left." And he says, "Who are you?"
We don't use our imagination.
That's it, yeah. And Mork, as you said, is a servant behind the nothing. As a kid, didn't know what any of that meant.
No, you just think about a big scary.
Paul still didn't know what any of that means.
Big scary wolf.
But I found a picture you were talking about earlier when you're talking about C-3PO, Chewbacca and Yoda and all that.
Yes, that's it. There you go.
And E.T.
So we should put that on Instagram to show that. We'll put that on
Never
Instagram.
do that.
No. And if you're watching that on VHS when you're
You
younger,
would never see it.
you can't see things like that, can you?
Let's put that on when I get back and see if I can find it.
Yeah, we'll put it on Instagram.
Yeah, I might watch it again when I get home.
And then like the worst fight ever, the wolf come up
Dives
and he just stabs him.
stab through the chest, but they couldn't do anything more than
No,
that.
because
in the 80s.
you think how much that Gamork prop weighed, that puppet.
Yeah, these days they'd be able to do it with CG, but back then it was all puppets and costumes, so still very scary.
Yeah,
absolutely for a young kid.
Place is falling apart. Falcor flies in,
grabs him last minute.
Yeah, and they're basically then just flying through space, and there's just broken bits of Fantasia everywhere. But they luckily see the Ivory Tower.
Before then, hasn't Falcor found and picked up the Auryn?
Yeah, he dives into the sea, doesn't he?
That's it, yeah.
That's it.
So then they asked, flying through space, he asked the Auryn to guide, is that right?
Yes.
Guide him back to the Ivory Tower.
Yeah.
And just like that, like you said,
there it is. And it's on a rock. It hasn't
on
been,
a rock.
Luckily, it
hasn't been touched at all.
No. Whole of Fantasia has been ripped to shreds, but the palace is still standing.
Yeah. Eat the rich.
Yeah. And this is when we first see the childlike empress, who, when I was 8, I used to fancy. When I was about 8.
Yeah.
What is she in this? She's probably about 12, 13. So this 8-year-old boy is like, oh, she's pretty.
Older girl, yeah.
Yeah.
Quite well done, though. You really feel that she's like in pain or...
Yeah.
Is that the young girl?
Yes.
They auditioned 3,000 actresses for this.
Really?
And even when they chose her, Wolfgang Peterson, it's good. I'm joking again. It's great.
You just read this.
Wolfgang Peterson still needed to be persuaded she was the right person.
Right.
Wow.
Anyway, give me 5-10 minutes.
That question's not in the quiz.
No. It makes me laugh because she says, why do you look so sad? It's like, for fuck's sake, love.
I've just been like, I'm almost dead.
My horse is dead.
Yeah.
I've had a fight with a werewolf. I've nearly drowned. I've travelled 10,000 miles and only been shot at. And she's like, what's up with you then, boy?
What's the matter?
He says, I failed you, Empress. No, you haven't. You brought him with you, the earthling child. He's like, what?
Yeah.
What is going on
Doesn't get
here? And Bastian's like, hey? He's like, cuts to him. He's like,
Yeah. This can't be real. This is impossible.
yeah. That would be cool, wouldn't it, if that happened? They were with him when he hid in the bookstore. With him when he took the book.
That would
Didn't
freak
hide in
you
the
out.
bookstore. He went up in the attic.
Yeah, well, yes. But when they hid in there from the bullies. Remember the bullies?
The bullies.
Yeah, remember the bullies?
Yeah.
Remember the bookstore?
Yeah.
I remember that bit.
Yeah.
I remember the ending as well.
You blatantly fell asleep, mate.
Yeah, you must have through the middle. That was a short film.
Yeah.
Well, it was, wasn't it? It was an hour and a half.
Yeah, it was,
It was a
short
short film, yeah.
So Bastian can't believe it. But Bastian has the power to stop the nothing. But then it's already broken anyway. But there's one little grain of sand.
One little grain of sand.
Yeah. All the earthling child has to do is give the princess her new name, which does seem a bit mental, doesn't it?
It just encourages interaction, I think.
Yeah. He doesn't realise he's already part of the NeverEnding Story. He's like, it's only a story. It's not real. And then she sort of breaks the fourth wall, looks at the camera, because it's looking at the person reading the book, I suppose, which is quite clever, and shouts, call my name. This bit, when I was young, I didn't hear what he said. It wasn't clear until you watch it now with subtitles.
Now, this is it the name of his mum?
Name of his mum, which is a mental name, really.
Is it just like... Because this reminded me of Guardians of the Galaxy, where at the end, you know, he's remembering his mum, and she used to call him Star-Lord.
Right.
That's why he calls himself Star-Lord. So it's just one of those nicknames that they had for each other or something like that.
I thought, was she born like in the hippie era?
Maybe.
But then like, it couldn't have been because it's 80s, and then meant she'd have been born, she'd have only been 20.
It could still be.
So the mum's name is Moonchild.
Moonchild. So she shouts Moonchild out.
One of the famous names of the 80s, you know, Linda, Sharon, Moonchild. I know loads of Moonchild.
It had to be something like that though, because it couldn't be like Jennifer, you know?
Yeah, because he shouts it, and it's like lightning and thunder and noise. And there's a storm, and you can't quite hear what he shouts. And there was no subtitles back then, so he shouts Moonchild, and then he appears at the Ivory Tower, doesn't he?
Yeah.
With the Empress.
This is where she has the grain of sand.
That's which is a grain saying, yeah, I got that wrong earlier. Yep. And all he's got to do is wish for it to come back.
Yeah.
Simple as that. But I guess he wishes that first, but the first wish you see is him flying on...
Falcor.
Falcor, yeah.
Which as a kid, that probably would be what I wanted to do.
Yeah. And it cuts that cool music.
Yeah.
And this is the bit that the author of the book hated, that it went then back into the real world and attacked the bullies. And sort of got his own back on the bullies, and he... But first of all, he flies over Fantasia and says, "This is when you see Atreyu back on horse."
Yeah, you see Rockbiter, you see...
With his friends, stupid bat. And you see Artax. He's like, yeah, he's made it, he's back.
Artax is back.
He's back. Cuts to Earth. 3 bullies walking down the street again. Mm-hmm. They got to walk on the path. Why have they not learned to walk on the path? The sidewalk.
The sidewalk.
And then that's basically the end, and the narrator comes over and says...
It does end like that, doesn't it?
Yeah, and it's just literally...
They're chasing, hang on, you're going too fast, you're missing the scene. I mean, the bear thing's chasing the 3 boys from the street.
Yeah, I was just talking about
and
that.
then they fall over, one ends up in the bin. And...
Yeah, that's it, yeah, he just chased him, yeah. And Bastian had many other wishes and many other adventures before he returned to his ordinary world. But that's another story. We're in the film there.
Yeah, it was. It ended like that.
Yeah. That was my favourite film in the 80s, the NeverEnding Story.
Still going on.
Still going, yeah.
Classic, absolute classic.
You loved that one, didn't you, Paul?
Yeah. Embarrassing, isn't it?
Yeah, it was.
I honestly did watch it a couple.
Well,
few times.
our next film you loved.
I did tell you at the time when I was watching it, it went straight over my head.
Yeah. Yeah, I can imagine. I said if you watch this, for
I
the
told
first
you I
time
just
now-
didn't get it.
No.
And I did really sort of try, but
Scott, then what about was there a computer game?
There was. I never played it. I knew of this through listening to chip tunes. So this is like retro music made on like the Commodore 64, which had a great sound chip. And Martin Galloway did quite a few ones, and one of the ones that he did was the NeverEnding Story. So I listened to that. So I thought, actually, like, look up the game. I just found a YouTube video of it. It is shit. Sorry, that's the swear. It's terrible. It's a text-based adventure with some, when you put like, you are standing in a woods north. You are standing in a woods north of where you stood, east. You are standing in a field with a box, open box.
Right.
You find it, and it's one of them with some pictures on it. Again, when we were younger, maybe that would have been like something that we would have liked, but these days, nah. So there was a game.
Yeah, I never
Not
had
very
it.
good.
Even though it's my favourite film, I never had this.
It's
as a
Commodore
game.
64, probably on the Amstrad and the Spectrum.
you know what's strange? I'll probably go up in my loft and see the game there.
Yeah.
You can definitely get it on emulation anyway.
Memories. Okay, so
Memories.
yeah, do the jingle for memories, Scott. Go on.
La 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 la. That doing it?
That is beautiful. That's our new jingle. Okay, so we've got a couple of people that messaged us, and we've also got some voice messages. But first of all, let's do the ones that have been messaged to us. Scott, you got a couple there, have you?
Joe Wheeler, again, revisiting what we talked about. Artax, that scene scarred me. I know that's supposed to be scared, but he's wrote scarred. Both are accurate.
Yes,
Whether it
he's right,
scares or
actually.
whether it scars. It scarred him as a child. Stephen Day, Artax, Swamp, Crying. Just 3 words
Yes.
from Stephen Day.
Yeah.
There we go.
That's what I said. What do you remember from that film?
Yeah,
It's that, isn't it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Ben Devlin, who I actually went to school with, he's in my form. First time I saw this film was at a Rush. Was at Rush Common School. You remember the big old TVs? They were this big old CRT TVs. They'd wheel them out with a VCR that hardly ever worked. It never would it?
It's about 3 people to get them out.
Yeah, that was the first time that he watched it, and he loved it.
Cool. Paul, have you got a couple there?
I do, yeah. I haven't got any memories of my own watching this film.
You know that.
Maybe from 2 weeks ago. Let alone... How old am I? 38, so 30 years ago.
38.
So,
He's having a laugh, isn't he? Yeah. So, yeah, carry on.
Adam Collins, these are big, strong hands. Felt so sad for the rock giant when he couldn't hold on to his friends when the nothing came.
Do you know who Adam Collins is?
No.
A.K.A. Burkett, our other keeper. When we
Oh, fuck's sake. Really?
Yes,
Oh, Jesus Christ, I nearly dropped my phone then.
We dropped a lot of things when we played.
Yeah, Adam did.
Scored footballs. I don't know.
He played most weeks because he couldn't catch a cold.
Hey.
Oh, lads.
He'll love that. Yeah, you got another one?
Yeah.
Go for it.
Sarah Cashman, I was taken out of this world watching this film.
Yeah.
I loved it.
I think that's it. I mean,
Yes.
you created a world called Fantasia. You
Yeah.
were taken to that world. Yeah,
in that film,
I
weren't you?
believe it.
Well, I
Yeah,
was.
absolutely. Yeah.
Paul wasn't. I was just... Yeah, I was the kid reading that book. I got a few here. James from Ireland, he said the rock giant used to scare the life out of me when I was a kid.
It's understandable. The size of the damn
Yeah.
thing.
Kaylee Puddin, best movie ever. And Susie Underhill, she said...
Oh, Susie.
She said,
cousin.
She said, Paul Council, ask your cousin. He loved this movie and the song.
Is that what she said?
That's what she said.
Well, so you had seen this?
Oh, ask Sean.
Yeah.
That'd be Sean.
She said, Paul, ask your cousin. He loved this movie.
No,
There you
I've
go.
never seen that.
At least someone in the family liked it, eh?
No, that was...
Yeah, it was good. My favourite film. And we've got a couple of voice notes from some listeners.
Oh, nice.
They are from Rebecca, Richard, Mark, and my mum and dad. Mm-hmm. So let's play the messages.
Hi, it's Rebecca from Didcot here. I was 10 years old when the NeverEnding Story movie came out. I thought it was totally magical and absolutely fell in love with Falcor. For me, it started a fascination with movie props, and I really remember talking to my dad about what happened to something like the Falcor prop when they finished filming. Back then, we had no internet, so you couldn't just Google stuff like that, and it was absolutely years before I found out that he'd been taken to the Bavaria Movie Museum. Not that I've ever managed to visit him, but at least I know he's safe.
Hi guys, Richard here from Walking Football Farringdon. Long time listener of the show, absolutely loving all your podcasts. So NeverEnding Story, a lot of good memories to this one. It's a bit of one of those films that's a childhood traumatic experience, right up there with the death of Optimus Prime. But the thing that sticks out for me, it was the first time I'd ever gone to the cinema with my uncle, who was a little bit older than me. He was due to take a young lady on a date, but it also got saddled with me. So although I got to see the film, I don't actually think he got to see much of it. He was quite busy doing something that I'm not 100% sure what. I was very young in those days, but good experience that stays with me whenever I hear that film, because my uncle and I were very close. Keep up the great work. Again, absolutely loving the podcast, and many thanks, guys.
Hi Mark, friend of the show, Parslow from Bicester here. My most memorable scene from the NeverEnding Story is when Atreyu and his horse Artax, I guess you might be able to guess where this is going, go to the Swamp of Sadness to find Morlor, the giant turtle thing. And as they're crossing through the Swamp of Sadness, the sadness takes hold of Artax and he begins to sink into the bog. And despite Atreyu begging for his horse to fight and saying, "You're my friend, I love you," Artax slowly sinks deeper and deeper into the swamp until that's it, it's gone. Couldn't quite believe it. I still can't quite believe it now, but as a kid I thought, no, surely he's going to get up, surely he's going to be okay. Didn't happen. Ateyu's in bits. Bastian reading the story, he gets the Kleenex out, and Artax, he's ready to be made into glue. Love the show, keep up the good work.
Hi there, Bob and Pauline Taylor here from Sunningwell, Rob's mum and dad.
We have fond memories of this film and remember Rob watching it over and over as a child. And by the way, listeners, he did cry like a baby when the horse died.
Shh, don't tell him that.
And he nearly shit himself when the wolf attacked.
Oh, definitely don't tell him that bit. Jeez.
And that was my mum and dad there, taking the mick out of me when I was younger.
Yeah.
A bit mean of them, wasn't it?
Nope.
Honest.
They were honest, bless them. So thanks for that. We've got time for a quiz. Right, okay.
I'm ready.
Good luck, Paul. There's no quizzes on the attic, so you'll be all right. No questions on the attic, I should say. Right, okay.
Oh, good. How many stairs did he climb to get up to the attic?
Actually, first question. Sorry. What colour was the attic door?
Oh, God.
Paul.
Brown.
No. Scott.
White.
No.
Oh.
Well, I'm going to just say it. It was red.
Is it?
Yeah.
That's what I was going to say.
No.
That'd be funny if we got that one right.
Yeah.
I think that's all the questions on the attic now.
How many legs did the horse have?
4. It's 4.
What colour was the horse?
What colour was... No. A bit more harder than that.
Oh.
What was the first line Bastian read from the book? Paul.
Once upon a time.
No. Good guess.
No, I ain't got a clue.
It was midnight in the Howling Forest.
Right.
Do you know what it's got?
No.
I didn't pick up on that bit, no.
Yeah, it's quite a tough question. Question 3. What rock does the rock biter enjoy eating?
Limestone with a dash of quartz.
Limestone is correct. Remember that bit, Paul?
No.
No, okay. Well done, Scott. Question 4. How many books does Bastian say he has?
5.
Say he has at his home.
Oh.
Sorry.
Okay, sorry.
Paul?
Can I have
The question.
a range?
A range, okay. It's between...
Hey, whoa.
How many books has Bastian
Just
say
give him
he
the
has
question, man.
He has read to the guy who works in the bookstore. So he says to him, I've read...
21.
No, it's a lot more.
500.
No, it's a lot less.
150.
Do you want to go, Scott?
I thought he just said hundreds.
186 books.
186 books.
Question number 5. How many times does Mauler sneeze? Paul?
3.
Correct.
Seriously?
Yeah. Do you know who Mauler is?
No.
Mauler's E.T.
Oh.
E.T. look-alike. She's not E.T.
She just said the turtle.
Yeah, the turtle.
Seriously, is that 3?
Yeah, 1-1.
So what's can we have it up down the scores on the quiz?
1-1.
Come on, Scott. This could be embarrassing for you big time.
I think this was mentioned, but we'll go for it anyway.
Yep.
The wench made Atreyu a drink. What was it called? Scott.
Batwing broth.
It was. 2-1 to Scott. You tried that before?
No, I was going to say Peroni, but...
No. Other drinks available. Like Guinness. I've just had a pint of Guinness. That was nice. Actually, it looked a bit like batwing broth.
It did look like batwing broth.
Question... what question are we on?
I don't know. You're the one.
7, I think.
Okay.
We'll soon find out if I've cocked that up. What time does Bastian wake up at the start of the film? There's a clock behind him. Poor.
7:39 a.m.
It's very close.
I think the closest one to it gets the point.
Okay, closest one to it gets the point.
I don't know. I have no idea.
You go for a guess. It's worth a guess. He said, what did you say?
7:39.
Get him out of it then. That's it.
It's about 7:25. I think looking at it, it's about 7:26 maybe, but I've gone 7:25. Close. Is he having a point?
Yeah.
2-2.
God,
Can't believe this.
Unbelievable, Jeff.
Next question then.
Concentrate.
How many eggs has Bastian dad put into the blender? 4.
2.
No.
I thought just 1.
It is just 1.
I had to get an egg before Scott because it's a number 1.
3-2. 3-2. Yeah, just guess a number. 4. 4 eggs. Sipping on egg and juice he was. Right, okay. Question 9. Bastian skipped what test to go up to the attic?
Maths.
Maths is correct. 4-2. There's 2 questions left, so you can come back, Paul.
Yeah, all right.
Okay. If the next question is how big was the attic in square feet?
I'll probably get it right.
Okay, this question then. What character from Fantasia do we first see? Paul.
Horse.
No.
That's the first one I saw.
Because you fell asleep.
Oh, I've got 2 that I can envision. I'm going to take a guess.
Good question, this, because it's a bit... Yeah, go on. Let's see.
It is either Nighthawk.
Nighthawk? Sounds like a cooker.
It's the racing snail.
Oh, that's the other one I was going to say.
The racing snail.
Ah.
So it cuts... You're seeing like what the rock biter is knocking down.
Yeah.
But then
Do you know
it
what?
cuts to this.
It's 1 or 2, and I was going to... Damn it! Anyway.
But you've won because you're 4-2 up with the final question.
Yeah, but it still could be one of the closest quizzes if I get this right.
It could be.
4-3.
Finish the line. Get out of my sight, wench. You're disturbing my... Go on, Paul.
Peace.
No.
Scientific studies.
Scientific work, yeah, you can have it. Well done. Good quiz, well done. So that was 5-2 to Scott.
I have some questions for you.
Oh.
Most of them have been covered, so I've just got 2 questions.
Okay, I'll try.
So, obviously, Bastian has 186 books at home.
Yes.
And the bookkeeper says, comic books. And it says, no, I've got... Boom, he names 5 books. You have a point for every
Lord of the Rings.
1, yes.
I was going to say that.
So many leagues under the sea, is it?
Okay, I'll give you that. 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea.
20,000 leagues under the sea.
Could be old books.
I do remember this bit. Captain Nemo?
He's the character.
Oh, he's
in 20,000.
Okay, that's maybe sound like a right prat. How many was there?
5. You've got 2
5.
so far. Because this is what I studied
Hobbit.
this because I really thought that you were.
No, because he said Lord of the Rings. He said Lord of the Rings, didn't he? Tarzan?
Yes, that's 3.
I'll probably get him if I spend an hour thinking about it.
Wizard of Oz.
Wizard of Oz, of course.
And Last of the Mohicans.
Yes, because I thought Last Mohicans. I thought, didn't realise that was
It was a book. No, the same
I just
here,
thought it was
same
a
here.
film with Daniel Day-Lewis.
What was the bookkeeper's name?
It's something like Mr. Coriander or something.
Corianders.
Corianders, yes. Oh,
nice
good question.
work.
Yeah, good question.
One more question then. Morlock obviously sneezed 3 times.
Yes.
But why or what was Morlock? I keep saying Morlock. It's a different thing. Allergic to
Youth. And
Very
we all.
good, yeah.
Bloody kids. That's why we're doing an 80s podcast, because we hate anything.
Yeah.
Anything. Bloody kids.
Bloody kids.
Have you heard the music they listen to these days as well?
Awesome job.
Just bloody noise. Okay. That wraps it all up, I suppose.
Yeah, that's good one, that.
That was good fun. Remember, we are on Instagram, 3 Retro Movie Geeks Podcast. We're on Facebook. We're on YouTube. We've got a website, 3retromoviegeeks.com. Listen to us. Wherever you're listening now, you're listening to us, but we are on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Audible.
Podbean.
Yes, Podbean. All the other places. Amazon. Any more?
Probably.
People could have come in here and listened if they wanted to.
Yeah, they could come and watch us live.
Sell tickets. Got some stickers, haven't we? 3 Retro Movie Geeks stickers.
Yeah.
They're cool, aren't they? Scott's got one on his phone. Paul's got one on his top. I'll have to put them on Instagram. We went away to
3
Butlins, me and Mark, friend of the show, Mark. And I took these stickers with us, and it was like an 80s weekend. So anyone that was in the 80s film costume, like the Ghostbusters, I went up and was trying to promote our podcast. So I was working, boys. I was away.
Promoting the love.
Got any shout-outs?
I do not have any shout-outs.
Paul?
No.
Brilliant.
No.
I got a few. Richard Pladis, he's been listening to us. Didn't realise he's been listening, so thanks for listening.
Okay, I will have. Oh, excuse me. Okay, a bit now.
We're keeping you up?
Yeah.
After you guys, I will have a shout-out.
Lila, my daughter, she was 14 on the 15th, so happy birthday to
Happy
her.
birthday, Lila.
Happy birthday.
And happy birthday to my dad, his birthday's on Tuesday.
Happy birthday, Gaffer.
Him.
Happy birthday, Dad, yeah.
Might as well say a hello to Gaz from Rebellion on the off chance that he's listening.
Oh, yeah, he
he
might
called me in the kitchen.
Hello, Gaz.
He's not in the office very often, bless him.
No.
But when he is, he asks lots of questions. He was asking about our podcast.
Oh, cool.
And asking after you, Rob, as well. So.
Thanks for that. I missed that one. I was off that day.
Did you mention me? No.
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 And Steve Pugh actually said he enjoyed Predator. This is quite funny. He came round a couple of days ago and we were playing Streets of Rage in my front room. And we tried to complete it. We didn't quite complete it. But it's quite funny because he looked out the window and he knew someone who drove past or walked past. And he said he hadn't seen him for years. I just thought it was funny. Like, imagine the last time he saw him would have been playing Streets of Rage when he was younger. And then he just looked in the window and he's playing it again. I thought that was funny.
Funny for you, yeah.
But you had to be there, really.
What's the next film, Rob?
Right, okay. Join us next time where we are discussing Paul's film.
It is.
We are visiting Santa Carla to discuss some vampires, aren't we?
We are absolutely the Lost Boys.
Can't wait for that.
Not seen that.
You've not seen it?
No, I've not seen that.
It
I'm
is
looking
good.
forward to seeing a film from the 80s that I've not seen.
You'll love it. It's got everything.
It's better than NeverEnding Story.
Jury's out.
It's good. It's a good film.
It is a good film. It's a film which I hadn't seen until I met my wife. I was seen it quite a few times, and it is really actually good.
It's got everything.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Cool soundtrack as well. So join us for that in a couple of weeks. Right, we're off to return Bastian's book to its owner.
Wow.
Oh, don't forget your library card.
See you later and keep it retro.
Bye-bye.
And shut the attic door.